Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. So, just learned that singer, rapper, songwriter Lizzo is no longer vegan. I know she was even vegan, but apparently if I'd been following her Instagram, I would have known about this for a few years. So, yeah, just recently, this year, she announced that she is no longer vegan. So, we're going to watch her video in the same way I always watch these no longer vegan videos. I'm going to keep an eye on if I could tell if they are really vegan or not, but I really want to see if there's some absolute compelling reason why Lizzo had to stop eating plants, or all these horrible things were going to happen to her, or may have already been happening to her. So let's jump in and watch her vid.
What I eat in a day as a former vegan who added protein to her diet.
Alright, sorry to stop so quickly in her video, but I already have two things I want to draw attention to. First of all, she identified as having been a vegan in her past. And the most important thing here, and I'm sure all you long-term vegans watching here probably just had a minor heart attack when she said she stopped being vegan so she could add protein to her diet. I mean, meat is not the same thing as protein, and you would think if she has been vegan since 2020, she would have learned in that time that all plants have protein, and some plants, like say legumes, have tons of protein. So this, right off the bat, it doesn't really make any sense what she's saying.
My reintroduction to protein started with Japan.
No, you just didn't recently reintroduce protein, Lizzo. You've been eating protein the entire time that you're eating plant-based. So if you're being accurate and honest here, you should have said, yeah, on this trip to Japan is when I started reintroducing meat and animal products into my diet.
Someone suggested I try a Japanese diet because it's one of the healthiest diets in the world, and it has some of my favorite foods.
So what is this new to her traditional Japanese diet that she's talking about here? Well, according to Healthline, it says that it's rich in whole foods, fish, seafood, and plant-based foods with minimal amounts of animal protein and added sugars and fat. And she said it's healthy. Yeah, it's rich in nutrients, may improve your digestion, may promote a healthy weight, and may help you live a long time, especially as evidenced by those who lived in the past, at least, on the traditional Okinawan diet. But that's not the same thing as the traditional Japanese diet. As we see here, the traditional Okinawan diet is pretty darn close to plant-based, like 70% sweet potatoes, and only 1% you see down at the bottom there of some minimal animal products. So this is not what Lizzo's eating. This is not the traditional Japanese diet, even though that article I just showed wanted to mention that this is part of why the traditional Japanese diet helps people to live longer. But no, they're not eating that in the traditional Japanese diet. This diet from Okinawa is pretty much gone from what I understand.
When I got to Japan, I was in awe at how clean and delicious their food was. I indulged in fresh sushi and fluffy egg, and I was amazed at how good my body felt the next day.
So that seems to be Lizzo's criteria as to how to judge if a new way of eating is right for her. It just makes her feel better. Well, if that's her primary criteria, well, we just need to go back to 2022 when she's talking about how when she changed to eating a vegan or plant-based diet, she said the exact same thing. I just feel better. And feeling good eating plants she was. She's going on her social media, telling the whole world how great she feels eating plants. And of course, PETA, when they see celebrities, they love their celebrities saying things that are positive about eating plants, PETA jumps all over and retweets it too.
After tests and research, I found that animal proteins helped me have more energy, lose weight, and helped with my mental fog.
It's weird how you hear about like supposed like vegans or plant-based eaters having mental fog, but they don't ever really talk about it until after they quit being vegan or plant-based. But anyway, let's move on to these other things she said that she felt like she benefited by incorporating animal proteins or products. Is like losing weight. I mean, that's interesting because plant eaters tend to have lower body mass indexes than omnivores do. And as far as like feeling better, having more energy, well, again, she said earlier that eating plants gave her all this energy. So now going back to not eating just plants gives her more energy. I'm just totally confused on her judgments. But anyway, it's her self-perceptions. I'm not here to knock them. I'm not saying she's misinterpreting what her body's telling her or anything like that as far as her energy levels. I just don't get it intellectually, and I also don't get it personally. I'm age 57, been vegan since 2010, and I have all the energy in the world. I mean, go to the gym, play basketball, resistance training, walking all the time, and energy's not a problem. I mean, I might have too much energy for my age. So I just don't get where she's coming from here.
I do believe that the vegan diet is still the healthiest diet to have.
All right, so comments like this really are a red flag for me in that she really doesn't understand what veganism is or a vegan diet is, because let's all repeat it together, guys. I'll follow your cult leader here. There is no such thing as a vegan diet. Say it again. There's no such thing as a vegan diet. There's like nearly an infinite amount of ways you can eat plants. You can eat a well-balanced, well-planned vegan diet. You just could eat kale all the time. You could just eat Oreos and beer all the time and call yourself vegan. Would that be the healthiest diet in the world? Hell no. To be perfectly clear, I'm not saying vegan diets are inherently unhealthy, but just like any way of eating, there's healthier and less healthier ways of doing it. I actually prefer a healthier way of doing it. Again, because of my age and I'm athletic, I follow the advice of health organizations from around the world who have reviewed the scientific literature and have made these position statements about having a well-planned vegan diet, and that's what's nutritionally adequate for all people.
And I aspire to one day be a raw alkaline vegan.
Well, that goes against everything we just saw from those health organizations. Again, they're suggesting you eat a balanced, well-planned diet, and a raw diet is inherently restrictive. You're eliminating all these perfectly fine and very healthy foods that are associated with energy and longevity and protein building, like legumes. And let's not forget the starches, like the sweet potatoes of the Okinawans, who have some of the longest lifespans of any population ever studied on planet Earth. I'm just noting a bunch of weird patterns and judgments here, like jumping from one diet to the next because it feels better. And remember, veganism has nothing to do with you feeling better. I do feel great as a vegan. I'm not saying vegan makes you feel bad and you have to like sacrifice feeling good to eat plants. I'm just saying veganism is inherently about animals. It's not about your feelings. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. I'm not really hearing much about that coming from Lizzo's social media and her video here, so she's probably just plant-based. Again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing or something like that. I'm just saying a lot of people, and I think Lizzo's included in this, misidentify themselves as being vegan when they're plant-based. They really don't give a crap about the animals. That's not the primary reason why they're eating plants.
Until then, this is the diet that's helped me reach my goals and helped me feel good in my body.
See, it's about her feelings in her body, which are important things. I care about my feelings in my body too, but yeah, spoken like someone who's plant-based.
People are vegan for many reasons, whether it be health or environmental or love for the animals or all of the above.
Notice how animals came last in that list of reasons why people are vegan. No, animals are first. That's what veganism is. It's not about your health or the ecology. Even though it's good for those things, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation.
I'm aware how people could take this and how it can make them feel. But I'd rather be honest and share my story in my own words. Whether you're vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, white meat only, or fully carnivorous, I'm not going to judge you. Do what's best for you in your life at that moment. All that matters is that you're happy. And if you're happy, I'm happy.
Well, on one hand, I appreciate Lizzo's idea or philosophy here of inclusivity, non-judgment, and being happy. On the other hand, it's hard as vegans to ignore this whole thing about happiness, animal happiness. We're against animal cruelty and exploitation. So if you're truly concerned about animal happiness, there's only one diet that is compatible with that belief system, because all those other diets you mentioned there involved animal cruelty and exploitation directly. So once again, I didn't really see any compelling reason why Lizzo just had to give up eating plants or her health was going to fall apart and all these horrible things are going to start happening, or she just merely self-perceived herself as feeling a little better after eating some clean eating in Japan for a short period of time. But she said pretty much similar thing when she started eating a vegan diet, a plant-based diet many years before that. Lizzo, if you come back to a plant-based or vegan diet, don't do this raw, alkaline, woo-woo, weird diet. Just eat how just regular vegans eat, just sensible whole food plants. And I know she's quite wealthy, but get in contact with me, Lizzo's people. I'll send you guys a free copy of the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. Very sensible, well-balanced diets, the way we've been eating for the past 7 years. Doing healthy. I have my blood labs up for all to see. Not deficient. Everything's going well for me. So anyway, this video is not about me. It's about Lizzo. So let me know what you guys thought about Lizzo and her reasons why she had to give up eating plants or a vegan diet. Let me know if you know more than I do. Was she ever like vegan, like in the way that, you know, what veganism means, or is she just like, you know, using that term kind of loosely? Let me know. Share your thoughts, share this video, hit like. And if you thought everything I said was wrong and the idea of veganism and me repulse you, come to my Friday live streams, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be civil and we can try to have a discussion. So until next time, guys, I'll see you guys Friday. Remember, it doesn't suck being vegan.